Consider supporting Archaeosoup on Patreon for as little as $1 per month. Link available in the video description. Thank you.
Okay, welcome to my first ever Twitch stream, and technically an episode of what will be Digging the Game. And in this particular stream, I'm going to be starting out a new branch of humanity, namely Homo sapiensis. This is not your typical game. This is absolutely a bit of a slow burn, but I have been genuinely fascinated by the desire to portray evolution in a computer game since I first heard about this, frankly. There we go. Useful. And especially since I learned that the people behind this game were initially linked with Assassin's Creed, a game series very much close to my heart, set in the past, and which has an attention to detail, particularly when portraying structures in the real world. For example, ancient Rome, Paris, London, so on and so forth. And so when I heard about, in this game, a desire to give people the sense of the mechanics of evolution, the fact that no one person, no individual is the hero, rather it's your clan that develops as you develop and learn, that got me very excited. And, well, let's start a new line. Now, one of the things that I really enjoy about this game is the fact that there's no language. And that is to say that we're playing as creatures initially set around 10 million years ago, at a time before language, at a time when communication was much more basic. And so actually your experience in the game is communicated in a much more primal way, through symbols, through color, through noise, and calling out to other individuals trying to communicate. Incidentally as well, Panache Digital Games and their publishers, whose name escapes me for a moment, did let me have this as a review copy. So thank you to them. I need to acknowledge that for this experience and for the ability to explore this experience. In the following hours, you will relive the challenges facing humanity. Embark into the never-ending odyssey of human progression on this planet. Use your body, senses, mind, and voice to guide your voyages. Gain strength in numbers and advance the species. Survive the elements, teach your family, build a home. Good luck. We won't help you much. And that's true. And remember, evolution is not set in stone. It is your path to forge. Which in some ways is very Terminator, isn't it? You know, the future is not set. There is no fate but what we make for ourselves. That's kind of like a bit Jim Cameron. So Africa, 10 million years ago. They're not specifically saying where in Africa, but likely, hopefully, East Africa, Olduvai Gorge, that kind of thing. I think what they're really showing here is that life is abundant and, well, fundamentally unfair for some individuals. When I first saw this, I was intrigued as to what was happening with the fish. And it's nice that in this little, well, gorge, in fact, yes, the literal cradle of humanity, or a version of humanity, can be found. And it starts before us. With creatures who are, I think, reminiscent of chimps, really, aren't they? Now, interestingly, around 10 million years ago, our ancestors were not as capable as we may well see in the opening stages of this game. For example, I have played so far as to see that you can learn to use rudimentary stone tools, for example. You can deploy the use of your hands left and right, this kind of thing, in ways which didn't seem to be necessarily fully formed until around 1.5, maybe 2 million years ago, with our ancestor Homo habilis, the handyman. And here we are. As a baby, little babby, lost in the forest. And I love the way that fear is portrayed in this game. We have some basic button prompts, intelligence, and we can look around and attempt to get a sense of where we're meant to be going. We can smell. We can try calling out and listening. And this is it in terms of game prompts and the HUD, the HUD, the heads-up display. So I've got a vague sense that home is over here, I think. So I'm going to try and overcome my fear and head over there. Can I cross this river? Now, as I was saying to Andy Brockman in the watching brief video about this game, I really appreciate the way that it's making me, or rather, it makes one as the player play in a way that answers one of those questions that I've always had about what it is to be me, to be human, as it were, to be any human being, and that is how do we think and emote without language, without that sort of internal narrative that so many of us rely on in our day-to-day lives. And I think we all still do it. We're all still capable of it. Realistically, it's not like I go, ouch, I have hurt myself when I burn my hand, for example, on a hot plate or something. You have the immediate reaction, but then you rationalize it, you explain it to others with language. So you say, oh darn it, I shouldn't have done that, grr, this kind of thing. Excuse me, a bit of water there. And I think we're so caught up in language that sometimes it's hard to remember what was it like to exist before we could think and call out and explain ourselves to people easily. And this game, through its obtuseness in that sense, I think is playing with that very well. It's all imagery. Let's see, intelligence. Can we see anything? I'm just aha! We see something. Now, remember, I'm going to focus and remember that. I think that is either a way home or it's a place of safety, so I'm going to head over there. Now, I've only played so far into the game, but I'm hoping that as you progress as a species, that you'll be able to focus on and remember more and more. So initially it seems that, for example, our lost ape infant here initially can only really focus on one thing in the forest, and oh, I'm gonna hide. And I think as we develop as a species, that hopefully we'll be able to focus on more than one thing. So now we've been beamed into another ape. This is a Gwu. And Gwu is an adult female. She's single, she's fertile, which does come into play. And at the bottom right, we have something there that seems to be indicating different neurons, different parts of the brain that are being activated at any given time. And again, it's not explained to you at all what that is. I think I've started to develop a couple of theories on that, but I'm yet to see them actually pan out yet. The green circle in the middle is, broadly speaking, your, I suppose, health and stamina and your immediate risk of death. It will go red, for example, if you've been climbing for a long distance, and it will start to shrink if you're close to just dropping off a cliff and dying, which I have done once or twice so far in this game. But I think initially I need to see if I can call out and hear the baby. I can't hear it just yet. Now, the agility of these creatures is something that I find quite pleasing. No sign yet. Just lots of pools of sound. Yes, the agility is quite pleasing. For the most part, you're not too worried about them, which is good, because actually, again, if this is a chimp equivalent, yeah, they're fairly robust, strong creatures. They're not likely to too badly injure themselves. Frankly, even in quite a great form, even young chimps can fairly impressively injure a full-grown human being if they wanted to. So I like that. And it's also somewhat reminiscent in terms of the Assassin's Creed sort of ancestry of the developments of this sort of the developers in this game. It's reminiscent of Assassin's Creed 3, I think, a little bit there, where Connor could climb trees at will, more or less. So, again, I've very deliberately not played too much of this game, so I'm absolutely feeling my way. I'm pretty sure that calling out and then looking around will hopefully hearing. Aha! Now that's surely something that's worth focusing on. Hiding spot. Now that's got to be. There we go. To comfort. Coax the baby out of the hiding spot. And again, none of this is explained. I mean, I can see that when I press B, I get something that's saying comforting, but depending on how regularly I press it, it either expands, goes up and down, or it shrinks. I'm not sure. I'm not sure at this point what's actually good. Which again, I think is part of the experience. It's brilliant. How do you learn to comfort another individual? How do you recognise that what you're doing isn't just intimidating? Sometimes, frankly, that's hard enough for Homo sapiens today, with language. How often we're misunderstood. Oh, come on. Get a little bit impatient now. So if I just press lots of B's. Oh. Comforting? No, I think that's uncomforting. So every now and then. Oh, so when you comfort in response to the baby crying out. I feel like this is actually what I would be like as a dad, actually. Why are you still crying? Oh, we're getting there, There we go. And we've rescued the baby. Bless his cotton socks. That's a good point. I wonder when we'll get cotton socks in this game. So now, I've got my baby, and we can see that that part of the growing communication neuron, and that part of the sort of the HUD on the bottom right has subtly changed. Oh, I can grab sticks and inspect the stick, and this is really interesting. I love the way that as you're inspecting things, this sort of dark miasma is around it until you become familiar with it. If the bush would get out of the way. We can drop what we've picked up by pressing the RB button, the right shoulder button above the trigger. We've grown a little sensing neuron, which is quite cool. And one of the goals of this game, my understanding is at least, is to try and out-evolve Homo sapiens. So there is a time frame in which our ancestors were evolving, and we are a competing form of hominid. Or, well, maybe not competing just yet, but we are another version of human. Which is cool as well, because actually lots of people tend to think that all versions of human... So here we go, here's another mysterious inspection. What is it? Oh. New tool discovery. Natal grass cyad. Ooh. So, I'll drop that for now. But yeah, lots of people tend to think, especially in the media, and frankly, I think I probably thought this before I went and got a university education, that all versions of human eventually became us. So, for example, a common misunderstanding is the idea that Neanderthals are our ancestors. Let's inspect this. What could it be? Oh. New food discovery. I'll eat that. And I have no idea what that means. All I can see is a broken bone in a shield with a bit of green, and a snowflake in a shield with a bit of green. And I think that means that it heals injuries, and then it makes me feel warm inside, I think. But again, no language, no specifics. It's all very clever. But yeah, Homo neanderthalensis, Neanderthals aren't our ancestors. I mean, they've contributed in some small way, a small percentage of human DNA, especially in parts of Europe. seemingly has aspects of Neanderthal in it, but they aren't. They are related. They are our cousins in that sense. And actually, by some measures, it looks like we're sort of the compatriots of those humans. In the same way as I'm related to my cousin. You know, we have different parents. Actually, there, that analogy breaks down as soon as I go down the being able to breed. No, I'm not. But it's clear. It's clear though that the Homo sapiens and Neanderthals met, and they were able to have viable offspring. Let's put it that way. But these complications of our ancestry, and for example, in this instance here, grief. So we must remember that one of the parents of the baby was killed by the hawk swooping in. These are behaviours that are shared with other humans, with other apes and primates, and the fact that these different branching courses of humanity were all, I suppose, accidental, and by that I mean to say none of them had a destiny, but it seems that some were fated, if that makes any sense at all. I suppose what I'm saying is this hominid here, who I'm controlling, and her friends in the community here. Ooh, shall I give this to this leaf too? There we go. I shall groom them. But these guys aren't, you know, they're not guaranteed to survive. They're not guaranteed to become anything more than what they are. Oh dear, the grooming failed there. So let's see if I can. No, I'm being rejected. No, I'm being I'm grooming too harshly. Interestingly, it's thought that amongst ourselves, language was a very good replacement for grooming. So you don't actually have to go around and personally say hello to everyone and catch up with them. See this? Okay, that's a bit more injury protection, I think. Also, it's 8:30 at night. I think it might be time to get some sleep. Let's see, is there a safe place to sleep around here? I think just here. There we go. Let's lie down. Sleep spot. We are sleeping. And as we sleep, we see our dreams. We see some things that we've done. We've investigated. That looks like a rock, actually. So maybe this is sort of saying, what happens if I pick up a rock? Oh, we've got the story of the bird attacking my partner. Certainly the child's parents. So I think in the dreams there's a hint, maybe, of future action and activity. There's also, I think, a recap as well of what you've been up to, and that's very similar to actually how dreaming works, as far as we can tell anyway. For us, it's one of the reasons why we dream. It's certainly one of the reasons why infants dream. Let's see. I think I might get some water. Oh! Let's eat that. Will that make me feel any better? So you can see that the circle in the middle there is changing. There's more red in there. And I think that might be because I'm wet and cold. But again, there's no explanation at all. Maybe I need to eat something. Let's inspect this bit of food, shall we? I love this idea that this is how you learn what's edible and what's not. You can try things. So there's the tarmy berry. Let's eat this. So I've definitely eaten things in this game that have poisoned me. Okay. Got an adaptable metabolism, so different types of food then. That's pretty cool. And presumably at some point, we're going to start eating other creatures as well. Okay. Oh, I don't need to sleep just now. Oh, stick. Inspect the stick. So, this is not your typical sort of action experience. This isn't the... When I first saw, I think, the trailer for this game, I wasn't sure whether it was going to be a kind of, I don't know, AP evolution action platformer, if that makes any sense at all. But it's no, this is a very particular, fairly slow burn experience, and I very much appreciate that. Because really, if you portray, particularly the processes that we can see happening in the fossil record or in the archaeological record, and therefore in this game, as happening too quickly. Although this is a process that's happening quite quickly. Like, oh, obsidian. Now, I really want to see what happens if I can mix this up with another rock over here. Let's see. Inspect. Is this a scary piece of... There's something under here, is there? Maybe there is. Maybe there's going to be a snake. I really hope. Oh, new gathering spot. A liftable rock. Oh, that's exciting. So, use my intelligence. Stand up. Restart. And, oh, what's over here? That's something that's worth investigating. Let's go over there. Okay. I'm going to drop the rock I've got. And can I... You see, again, I appreciate this. I appreciate the fact that effectively I've been given a body here. A body which I'm having to learn to use, in that sense, as is the name of this stream, learning to learn. And I don't quite know how to proceed, if you know what I mean. All I know is that I'm getting certain prompts and stimulus and the ability to do certain things like grab or, let's see, smell. Any smell. So that's the clan over there stinking up the world. And nothing specific. Well, I suppose there's some smells coming off the plants there. Oh, what's that smell? Let's go and see what that smell is. Oh, it's more of these berries. Which I'll inspect. I have already inspected these, to be fair. Oh, now here we go. So I've put down the berries, and I'm going to pick up this rock. I'm going to investigate this, inspect it. Now, to be fair, as a game mechanic, this does get a bit tiresome seeing the same animation over and over for investigating. That's true. Now, okay, so I've got but can I pick up the obsidian as well? No. Okay. Rats. Okay, so we'll drop that. So we can pick up the obsidian again. And can I... Oh, I can throw. Ah! So that if you hold drop, it looks like you throw. Now I've gone and lost that obsidian, so I'm going to go back. I'll go back to my obsidian resource. No, actually, in that sense, I wonder if this is something that's going to play out in this game, the use of resources, the logic behind that, because there is a sort of logistics-based analysis of how our ancestors and also our pre-Homo sapien ancestors used resources that has been criticised and can be criticised, in so much as I have no idea at this point, either as as my protagonist ape here, or as a human looking back. Let's see if I can check that. Looking back at the activities of fellow humans or forms of human, what is actually important to them? It's, psychologically, that is, or socially or culturally. So, for example, it's entirely possible to think that are other apes copying me? Okay. It's entirely possible to think that a very viable looking resource to a modern human's eye and perspective could be a tainted resource as far as ancient humans are concerned. It could be a place where magic is deemed to be strong, or it could be a place where something as simple as I don't know, maybe a murder occurred, or maybe actually just the person who did the initial discovery. Oh, you see, the circle there changed because they got tired from the climbing. I think I'll have something else to eat. The person who made the initial discovery simply wasn't charismatic enough. They couldn't actually convince their fellow humans or hominids to make use of that resource. There's an awful lot of variation and in that sense variables that go into understanding past human behaviour. It's not as simple as, well, this makes sense. People, especially pre-people, are a messy bunch. Let's call out to my friends down there. And therefore, actually, I appreciate, I appreciate the fact that there are resources here, but I wonder whether those resources are going to become contested or, again, in some way tainted for the group as we evolve and change over time. Who knows? One thing I do know, though, is that we do not spend the entirety of the game in this, dare I say, Eden, in this valley. Resources will get scarce, and we'll have to move on at some point. Oh! Now, I don't want to do what I did last time. I don't want to jump to my death, so I'm gonna. Oh, see, look, my stamina's wearing thin. Let's see if I can get to a safe spot. And just rest for a moment. Can I jump over here? Ooh. There we go. Monkey see, monkey do. Ah! Oh! No, I did not mean for that to happen. Oh no! Oh, we've had our first fatality. I literally thought I was just going to slide down slide down the rocks there. But no, I jumped into oblivion with a baby on my back. That was a terrible idea. I feel terrible. So this is you. No, not you, me. Me, I am you. An elder female. She is single and seemingly not fertile. And she's probably going to be quite distressed when she realises what's happened to her friend. I wonder if we can find... Oh, so she's holding a red leaf in her hand. I wonder if we can find... Oh, no, that's not me. Find the mangled corpse of my former incarnation. Because you never know, the baby might be okay. See? Oh, the baby is okay. Right, I'm definitely going to give the baby a piggyback. And there's me, dead on the floor. I'm going to leave this analyzed clan member. I think so. Yeah. Gru is dead. Dead for 0 years. Oh dear. Well. Right. So now I can almost hear my my lovely wife just saying, "Well, be careful! Don't jump off the waterfall again." The lovely Mrs. Soup. And this is actually a game that she has seen me playing, and she's been very intrigued by as well. Unfortunately, my office isn't really big enough to have her just, well, to come in and relax in here. You know, this isn't a big enough space for her to sit and read a book or do some crafting while I play. But she's been very interested in the ideas inherent in this game. Okay, so 8 o'clock. I'm going to lie down for a bit. Let's see what we dream of. And incidentally, you have to hold the A button to sleep. So you have to actively, in that sense, sleep. So, okay, some interesting imagery. Not sure what's going on there. Oh, the use of a stick. Could I use a stick like that? Let's see. Shall I drop the child for now? Can I drop the child here? No, I can't. Oh, okay. I wasn't sure that was an option. Now, I'm going to find a stick. Let's see if we can find a stick. Oh, look! See now, this ape's circle is much smaller than the Form A. Does this mean that she's older and maybe less agile? Maybe closer to death? I'm going to keep on eating. See if we can get her a bit happier and healthier. Like the red berries there. Where are these guys going? Oh, they're copying me. Cool. Okay. Intelligence. Oh, well, what's that? Oh, that's another chimp. Another hominid. Stand up. Have a bit of a smell. As we can expect. All these guys have a very distinct smell. They recognise each other's smells. Call out. Hear people calling out. Okay. Now, throughout these videos, these streams, I'm going to be using language like people because it's just unavoidable. I am a person playing the game. I obviously therefore root for my protagonist, and I'm not making any particularly strong. Oh. Strong statement by saying that these are people. I know that there are some people, actual people. There are some fellow Homo sapiens out there who get very hot under the collar when you start talking about our hominid ancestors as being fellow humans, even, never mind people. It's a spiky bush. And so when I use words like people, I'm not trying to stir up a hornet's nest there. I do happen to think that it's okay to call a hominid a human, especially Homo erectus, Homo neanderthalensis, these sorts of identifiable fellow humans. But again, each to their own. I also know that there are some evolutionary anthropologists who get very hot under the collar about this because you don't want to imbue them necessarily with too much personality, too much of us, if that makes sense, because they're not yet us when we're studying them in the fossil record. And nor would they necessarily want to be. That's something else which I do have a slight bone to pick with this game about, is this idea that evolution is... Oh, I smell. Evolution is necessarily, for these creatures, heading towards being us. Actually, if we pause the game for a sec, we can see, as I said, as a hint, act as if you were trying to show the hominids how to become more like us, basically. Children are needed for neuronal progression and are the key to evolution from generation to generation through the ages. So it gives you a couple of little hints. But as I say, there's no a creature like this wouldn't be like, oh, that's the goal. Look at that hairless, slightly flabby thing, surrounded by inanimate objects and wearing unnecessary layers of fibres to stay warm. What a weird creature that is. I can't imagine that even direct ancestors would necessarily recognise what they eventually would become. Which is cool. I like it. I like the fact that that's how evolution works. It's a response to the environment. It's a series of experiments ongoing. And speaking of which, it's only midday, so let's midday in the game, obviously that is. So let's go and see. Let's see what's down here. Let's leave our so the clan is back over there in a sort of a cavernous, slightly narrow bit of the ravine at the top of the waterfall. And whoop, there we go. So here we are going down into a broader section of the ravine. Do I want to jump over there? Do I dare? Again, I've got the bairn on my back. I don't want to endanger the babby. Yes, I think Mrs. Soup would be much happier with that course of action. She would not want to see me endangering the baby. Just because I'm impatient. What else is there to learn? What else can we add to our experiences with? Because also, presumably, and this is you, the elder female. Presumably, she hasn't got that much longer to live. Yeah, relative to certainly to the baby on her back. So I wonder what she can learn in her lifetime. Now, I do like the animations of the creatures in this game. The noises, the way that they emote. It brings a smile to my face, certainly. And even though we've already seen one death, I think it emphasises the fact that it is group behaviour. Oh, am I intimidating? Oh, there's a snake around. I don't want to get bit by a snake. Oh, there it is. Oh! Oh, there's a wild boar. Well, sorry, a boar. There's no such thing as a domestic boar at this point. Oh, I'm going to get away from that giant warthog as well, blimey. Okay. What else can we find? Let's drop this leaf for now. Drop the leaf. Now, one thing I have noticed is, oh, there it is. I'm going to get up out of the way of the ball. Going to try and intimidate the ball. You can see, look, as you intimidate, did you see the change there in the neuron? Let's hold. On the bottom right there's a change. It's use intelligence, focus, smell. Can we smell that? Oh, yeah, it does have a smell. Can we call on other apes to come to our aid? Gonna run over here. Oh, jump out the way. Run away, run away! Safe. I can hear it in the distance there. Okay. I'm gonna jump down here. I don't want no beef. I don't want no trouble with the warthog. Oh, snake! Snake! Oh! No, I've been bit by a snake. Well, this is actually a great example of what happens when you get bit by a snake, or when you're poisoned, for example, is the screen goes very green and wibbly. And you can see there in the little, I suppose, bar of effects at the moment that there's two fangs and this sort of throbbing grey line. It seems to indicate that, yes, I am indeed poisoned. There must be a way to minimise the effect of the poison. Is there a certain plant I can eat, maybe? This is where, again, the emoting of the hominid is very important. This sort of kind of. Does this help? Eat these berries. Does that help? No, that doesn't help. Oh, what? Maybe a little bit. There's something else that might help. At least the bairn wasn't bitten. Oh, there must be something up here. Now, if memory serves from another playthrough, or another initial playthrough that I did, there's some red leaves that might help me, if I can find them. They're more red berries, or are they red leaves? Oh, this might help, this might help. Yes, that does help. Although there's another snake, I need to intimidate the snake. Get away, get away. It does seem to help, although. Oh dear, this can't be good. To be poisoned for this long. There are points as well when I'm playing this where I feel as though I'm watching a David Attenborough sort of wildlife documentary where you just feel like you want to reach out and help the creature, but nature can be brutal. So this poor, ailing, poisoned female is just doing what she can to... I think that is working. I think the poison is going away. There we go. Red leaves, eat leaves. Keep on eating leaves, we'll be fine. Ah, there we go, we made it through. Surely that's a learning experience. And now it's Almost 8 o'clock again, it's almost bedtime. Now, something that I do know about... let's inspect this. Now, how on earth am I going to open up a coconut, I wonder? I hear the snake again. Let's go to sleep. Up here, maybe. Up here. Yeah, so something I do know about these creatures is that they likely slept in the trees. So let's see if I can drop the coconut. And maybe this... Oh, no. drop the coconut. Oh, it fell in the river. Okay, well, I'm going to lie down and have a bit of a sleep here for a bit. Oh, alligator, dreams. Dodging out the way of the warthog. That was exciting. Okay. Also, as well, I'm having to turn the camera as well to see those different dreams. So you yes, you have to engage with your dreams. Let's get another coconut. Any coconuts in that tree? Yes, there's one. So what happens if I take a coconut to a piece of rock? Can I open the coconut? Can I get at the sweet, fleshy, juicy bits inside? There's some rocks. There's another snake. Rock. Investigate. Inspect. New tool discovery. Granite. Oh, very nice. Now, can we drop that and pick up the coconut? And can we sort of throw it at the wall, maybe? Nope. Now, there was a skill that I learned in my previous incarnation of Homo sapiensis, where I learned to pass something from one hand to another, and in effect be able to hold two things at once. Or I think the eye, bottom left there, means I'm being watched when it flashes red. What's that? One of my compatriots over here. Oh, hello. What are you up to? Oh, you're looking a bit scared. Is that because of the snake sound? Don't blame you. Let's reassure. It's like a high five. I like it. Ah, befriend a scared outsider. Bless. Oh, follow me. Now analyze. This is Gore, an adult male, who's single. Okay, this way. Maybe he can help me with my coconut problem. Now, Gore, look, there's a coconut here that I can't seem to pick up again. Are you gonna pick it up? So I'll give Gore my rock. I'll pick up this coconut. Now I picked up another rock. Let's intimidate the snake. The hell? Let's trade items. You give me your rock, I'll give you mine. Let's throw the rock. Grab the coconut. Grab the coconut. Excellent. Let's trade. Here you go. Here's the coconut. No. It's just not helping. It must be possible. It must be possible to open this coconut. Okay. And yeah, I hear you. I understand that frustration. Yeah. Okay, let's go and see if... because I think there's another rock deposit up there. From what I remember. Of this lovely valley. Oh, now here we have some... more rock bits. Oops, intimidate. Intimidate! Okay, let's go up here. No, up. There we go. Up. Up. No! There we go. And I think... oh, she's getting a bit tired now. Let's just... let her rest. There we go. Rather foggy. Foggy areas. I think that indicates that you're less familiar with the space. Which is fair enough. But I'm not letting go of this coconut until I can open it. I know there's something I can do with it, surely. No, the rock isn't here. Where is that rock? I think it's an obsidian or some other sort of geology. Is it here? Oh! Dodge the snake! Oh, I've been bitten again! Ah! Oh, I've dropped the coconut as well. Right, well... oh no, I don't want to follow the snake. Let's see if we can intimidate the snake. Okay, let's just find some red leaves to try and help myself. Where were you, eh? No help at all. At least the bairn wasn't bitten. Surely this has got to be good for you know, evolving a resilient. Oh, okay. Red leaves over here. Resilient immune system. Being bitten so many times. This ape is a veritable petri dish of toxins. I need a red leaf. Oh. She's not happy. Oh, come on, man. I just need to find something. Something to help my poor hominid. Now it's raining as well. So anything with this help it. Let's inspect this. Can I eat it? No? Can I use it some way? Does not Don't like it. Right, I have to drop it. Drop the leaf. Ah, there are some red leaves. Look again, you see, on the bottom right, the circle is changing. It's got an outlying line there, reaching out to a dot. I think my experiences are having an effect on this hominid. Oh, red leaves. Save the day. And look, I like the way that the baby's reaching out as well and eating some. No, don't lie down. Don't sleep. Don't go to sleep, whatever you do. I think what I might do is if I can... Oh! Is that another rock? At least she's inquisitive, even while poisoned. Just throw the rock. I might try and lead my new friend back to the rest of the clan, I think. Then again, I wonder if they'll kill him. Because actually certainly in, for example, chimp communities, strangers, especially male strangers, are often attacked when they're encountered in the wild. Okay, I want to head back home now. Let's go. We've done some exploring. We've been bitten by a snake a couple of times. I think you is doing very well. Very well for herself. But hopefully, if nothing else, this initial foray into the life of these hominids is demonstrating some of the things that I am very much enjoying about this game, and that, thankfully, so far, are absolutely satisfying. See if I can... satisfying my hopes for what this game seemingly promised. Am I still being followed? Where's he gone? Yeah! Cool. Okay. And here we are. Is he going to be welcomed? Oh, no one seems to be attacking him. And again, everyone's sort of copying me, so that's good. And can I groom you? No, I don't want to follow me. I want to groom you. Let me groom you. I'll give you my stick, and I'll groom you. Oh, I'm not being rejected. Is it working? Gained a bit of trust, handed over a stick, and now I'm grooming successfully. Well, I think successfully. Haven't found any nits though. Nits or bugs, or treats to eat. Can I groom you? Ooh. Maybe as an elder female, perhaps being groomed is a bit more acceptable to these guys than it was as my previous incarnation. Well, let's lie down for a bit. It's after my bedtime, 9 o'clock. After all. And we've got some Again, dreams about dodging things, dangerous creatures. The snake. Yeah, the snake. Mm. And dawn. Evolution. Ooh. So let's press the Y button. So, let's see, RB, LB. So I can zoom in. Ah. The ability to switch hands with an item is acquired. Tap L to switch. Oh, yes. Finally, I can switch hands. That opens up new possibilities. Okay, cool. Shades. Ability to gather all clan members is acquired. Hold B to gather them. Get them to follow you. And more new possibilities are opened up. Okay. I think that's pretty darn good. I'll drop the child for now. And I think what I might do is have a bit of an experiment with my new capability. So, let's find us a rock to pick it up. I can pick up a rock. And I can switch hands. Ah, luxurious. I can switch hands with my rock. Now I can grab a stick. Watch this, guys. Switch hands again. Now, I want to alter. So, so hold LB and then RB, and now you can hold it for too long and hit too hard. So I think previously when hitting stones together, I've just shattered stones. So I just hit one with the other far too hard. And maybe it was the wrong type of stone. Maybe I hit a very soft stone with a very hard stone like granite. Maybe this isn't me hitting hard enough. Oh, no. Completely broke my stick. Start again. Oh, there must be another stick. I need another stick. No, there's no other sticks. Oh, I need to switch hands in order to grab the I like it, I like it. Okay, so now, switch hands, alter, and hit. 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 All I really want to do is make a pokey stick. And now again, this sort of activity is something which we really only start to see evidence in the fossil records for around about 1.5 to 2 million years ago. So these guys were already technically well ahead of Homo sapiens ancestors. Hey! Look at my pokey stick. Let's swap hands now. And can I use this to... I'm going to give this guy a piggyback. I'm going to go and... Oh, actually, oh, I know. I will drop my pokey stick. I'll give it to him. Oh, no. Here you go. You. Okay, cool. He's got a stick now. And if I switch hands and grab a stone, can I hit these two stones together? I love the raised eyebrow, the sort of the quizzical or even skeptical look on the hominid's face. Like, not sure this will work. Oh no, yeah, it was too soft. However, this there another type of stone here? Switch hands. Ah, now then. I switch hands and I go to alter that. Oh! Broke immediately. Okay. Well, we're learning. Ah, so obsidian hitting that rock is better than that rock hitting obsidian. That is it. Oh! So frustrating. Okay. Right. But again, look at the bottom right. There are changes happening in the... That must be something that's to do with your brain and your abilities. Because look, see, it just changed then. What is going on? But again, I love it. I love that there are no hints. As in real life, you evolve by doing, not by following a manual. Okay. Okay. Can we make something out of this? Or are we just going to break it? Oh, I think we're making something. Oh! That's exciting. I'm going to... No, don't investigate that, you pillock. Put that one down. Switch hands and investigate that. Tool discovery, and it is a basalt chopper. Okay, so if you hit basalt with obsidian, you can make a chopper, which is handy. And my friend's still got his stick. Oh, well, no, I don't want to give him my chopper. Thank you. Analyze him. Gore. Okay, gore. Now, what can I do with my... Can I use my chopper to open a pine cone, I know they said. What's it called? The thing I had before. Oh, she's just learned to use a chopper. Don't throw her off a cliff. Coconut, that's it. Okay. Now, I'm going to jump onto that tree. I'm going to climb down. I'm going to go, there's a coconut tree. I'm going to get me a coconut and I'm going to open it up. And I'm going to feast on the fleshy insides. Right, switch hands, grab a coconut, climb down. Hopefully Junior there is watching me. Being followed by Gore still. With his stick. Switch hands again, and can I alter the coconut? I can. So if I put down my chopper for a sec, if I swap hands and investigate, can I eat that? Can I drink it? Yes, I'm learning. That is very satisfying. And again, learning to learn. So if I grab my chopper, I can get another one. Which is surely what you want to do. Yeah, just saw it inside the chimp there. That's a slightly scary perspective, isn't it? Nope, don't want to see inside the chimp. Inside the hominid. Okay, switch hands. Switch hands, grab a coconut. Down we come. And then Gore. Watch and learn, mate. And alter. Hit. You're not watching me. Oi. And... Oh, okay, now... I don't want to lose my chopper, so I'm going to put it down over here, I think. pot pans and drink from the coconut. Now, of course, this is a laxative, so hopefully it's not going to have too much of a dramatic effect on our hominid. Pick up my chopper. Choppers are very useful. So did you see that, Gore? Did you see that? Are you gonna... Let's inspect this stick. Oh. New tool discovery! Stick! Cool. Right, hold my chopper back. And that is surely, as well, that's definitely behaviour that we see, again, for example, amongst living groups of chimps. They often become very possessive of certain objects. In zoo environments, for example, you often see chimps being very cheeky with the things that they get their hands on. I've seen, obviously this is on TV programs, etc., featuring their behaviour, but I've seen situations where they will maybe take a small animal from another enclosure hostage. You know, they'll look after it. Broadly speaking, they don't tend to be just cruel to these creatures. But then they'll only hand them over to their human carers in exchange for something that's worthwhile having. So you'll see people coming in and offering them lovely food, maybe a new toy, in exchange for maybe the chicken or whatever, you know, the small mammal or something that's wandered into their enclosure. So I can imagine that, yeah, so that someone like this chimp or this hominid would be very protective over their chopper. I've got a chopper. I'll let you have a look at it, but it's my chopper. Oh, so he's grabbing sticks now as well. Oh, okay. What I might do is I'm going to go and make another pointy stick. Oh, can I? What happens if I hit two sticks together? Oh, it won't let me hit two sticks together. Alter. No. Oh. That's not doing anything, is it? Oh, it is. Stripping a dead branch. Oh. I tell you, this hominid has been very clever so far. Obviously with some guidance from me, but she's open to all sorts of new exciting things. I will analyse this knit adult female. I will give... Oh, you can rename chimps. Rename them? No, I don't want to rename you. I could call you anything. I could name you after people I know. No, but then again, if I named myself after someone I knew, it'd be terrible if I jumped off a waterfall again and died ignominiously. Although I want my chopper back. Where's he gone? You've been making use of my chopper, at least? No? Oh. Okay. I think it might be. Let's say end expedition. Let's see what happens when I end expedition. What's happening? Oh, she's just like celebrating. Okay, fair enough. I thought we were about to see another death there. Well, I think that has been a fairly good first foray into this game. I think there's going to be a lot more combinations and environmental things to learn, but I reckon we shall bring today's stream and indeed today's episode of Digging the Game to a close. Thank you guys for watching and for following. I'm very much learning about how to use, for example, Twitch. So, for example, If anyone's been commenting and it's not been turning up on the Twitch stream, I haven't been responding to your comments because I haven't seen them. Apologies. I will keep an eye on that and see how things go. But here we are at the moment with you, the elder female, who's very, very clever. As ever, guys, until next time, do take care. Bye-bye.